Hello. I hope you guys are good. We're going to get started, but I need to have 2 different colors of pens. So I'm just checking to make sure that my pens actually work because we're going to do brick stitch today. Just on a small part of it. And it's going to be the pencil right here. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to show you a little cheat that I use when I do brick stitch, because although in theory it's very easy, I always tend to go a little bit like when I'm doing brick stitch, and I don't know what it is about it, but I've got a little cheat for you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it in one line, and then I'm going to show you the cheat after that. Okay? So we're going to have all 6 strands, put a little knot at the end, however you like to do that. I've got my 2 pens to the side. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. Good. It's a bit close, but we'll see. I might have to just zoom in like that. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to do your... Get all settled. You're going to do your back stitch, okay? So we're just going to do it for this little area right here. And we're going to do the whole line of this, okay? For this one, try and keep your stitches really even. So however long you decide to have your stitches, that's how long you want to try and keep them for the whole length of this. So at the minute, it's just a back stitch, okay? If they're a little bit longer or shorter, don't stress out. It'll be fine. I hope everyone's good. I've only heard about the rapture today. Has anyone else been raptured? I definitely did not, but I heard about it. I heard that something was meant to happen today, but nothing happened to me yet. So, here we are. Jen. Good evening. Oh. I thought about doing a reel that was like, I thought I was going to get raptured, but then nothing happened, so I guess I have to do X, Y, and Z, But then I thought, some people might actually believe that, and maybe that's making fun of them, and I wouldn't want anything to happen like that, If someone really believed in it and everything like that, then I would feel bad. So, yes, Connie, apparently some people have believe that on the 23rd or 24th of September that there's going to be a rapture. People are going to be taken away from Earth or something like that. I guess someone had a dream about it or something, like a priest or something. I don't know the ins and outs of it, okay? But I've not been raptured. I'm still here, so we're doing the stitch along. Right, so we've got our first line of back stitch, okay? Wherever you end, it doesn't really matter. It's just a little half stitch I've got. But honestly, it doesn't matter for the end. We want to try and keep the rest of it, though, really uniform. And that's why we have the 2 colors, okay? This is the easiest way to do a brick stitch. So what we're going to do is offset the stitches the exact same length, okay, but we're going to lay them like bricks. So you're going to go over a little bit and put your stitch from the middle of this one to the middle of this one. Now, I've got the 2 colors because this is the easiest way to quote unquote cheat. All right. So at every single stitch line that we've done so far, you're going to put one color, a line all the way up like this. Oh, that's a bigger stitch there. Okay. And then in the middle of each of these stitches, so like I said, you're going to offset the stitches like you're laying bricks. So in the middle of each one, yeah, so between this one and that one, you're going to make a line. And then every other line, you're going to follow every other color. Okay? So we're going to go back this way to where we started. And obviously we've done the red line before. You can see where I've done my stitches. Here, here, here. Now we're going to follow the blue line as we go back. And then these will make little bricks. And we just want to make it one stitch apart. One little stitch, meaning like the width of your thread. That's how far apart we want them to be. So you don't actually want to see like a bunch of fabric in between your lines of stitches. You want to keep them tight, but not overlapping, okay? Because this is one of those stitches where you can't really go back and like put another line in. All right, so this one, we're following the blue line. So blue, 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 all the way to the end. And then we'll go back to red and we'll follow the red line and do that one all the way. And you can already see that we're getting a little brick. Like just imagine that you're actually laying bricks instead of stitches. And then when we get to the very end, there might be little half stitches or half bricks, because that's what happens in actual bricklaying. You know, when you get to the end, you would turn one at the end to start the next row. And from the side, it looks like a little half brick there. Okay, now we're back to the red. So we're going to come back here like this and do a line of red. And you're just going to do that for the whole way through. You see? Ooh, I feel like I could have made that one a little bit closer. But drawing the lines really helps to make it even. Because I always find that when I do these, I think, oh, it can't be that hard. I'm just gonna do it. And then every time I try, I get closer and closer and closer to like one edge of the stitch. And then all of a sudden they're like not lined up all the way. And they just look so nice and like professional and crisp when they're all lined up. So I always do the little lines like that. You don't have to do two different colors. I just find that when you do two different colors, it's really easy to see like what line you're on. I love the sound of the poking. Me too. So if you only get one color pen, you can still do it with just the one color. Okay? And then make sure that you're doing those little half stitches at the end. And we're only doing the yellow for today. Okay? So you don't have to worry about the tip of the pencil, and you don't have to worry about the eraser. We'll do that on a different day. So now we're on blue. Without the lines, mine just goes wonky. This makes so much sense. Yes. I'm telling you, and I don't know what it is, because you would think that doing it like this, it's a very simple in theory. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, just offset stitches, duh. Like, it can't be that hard. But then every single time I try and do it without the lines, I just think, actually, who did that? Because it can't be me. Obviously, I can tell the middle, but clearly I can't because, like I said, the lines just work so much easier. Just like that. And that's it. I know we've only done one day, but I am actually caught up. Yay! I'm not even caught up because last night I did some other things I was supposed to do and I did not do the rest of my create. Oopsies. I didn't have any time to do it today. And tonight, I think I'm going to finish painting the laundry room because I haven't done that either. I've got to do one more coat. And then that's all you're going to do. You're just going to fill in the rest of the pencil. Now, like I said, we're not doing the tip down here, and we're not doing the eraser or the little, like, metal band there, okay? I am going to get another piece of thread and finish the yellow part, though. Because I just think it makes it so that you can kind of, like, see the whole thing. I think this is the color. Let's just do the rest of it. And then we'll be done. So I'm trying to really do these in like little small manageable chunks like I did the sunken chip stitch along, because it seems like people could follow along then really easy. But also it seemed like the videos downloaded a lot easier when they were shorter. When they were longer, I need to tighten that, I think, right there. When they were longer, Instagram did not like me trying to download them. It would take about 15-20 minutes just for me to download it. And then uploading it to YouTube was like even worse. So, try my best here, guys. I think that the shorter the videos, the better, because it's easier to download and it's easier to upload them. So now we're back to the blue, and you can do like blue and then red, like up, work kind of vertically and then all at one time. But I kind of prefer doing it in lines because I can get them really nice and close. You could do a couple different colors if you wanted to. You could do like a darker yellow on the outside, maybe 2 lines of darker yellow, and then 2 lines for dark yellow on the outside, and then down the middle you could do 2 lines of like a lighter yellow if you wanted to like show some dimension, make it look a little bit more 3D. But I went for just a nice simple yellow color with mine. I didn't want it to be too like difficult. It's perfect for me. I love the short ones, the shorter videos, I think she's saying. But yeah, I think it makes it so that you can kind of keep up and like do them. And we might have a bit more to do like on details day or something, but I also think it makes it so that you can put as much or as little as you want in it, you know? Alright, we've only got about 3 more lines, I think, and then we're all done. So easy peasy. I also think this week we need to do a chat in the WhatsApp group because we haven't done one since August now. And it's September, like almost the end of September. So we haven't done one for this month yet. So we need to schedule that in. I was going to do it last Friday, but I was quite sick. So I decided not to. And no one said, let's do it. So I thought it is Friday night. So perhaps. Yeah, with the kids, I just fall behind if it's hours and hours of stitching per day. Yes. Like, don't get me wrong. I like it. Like, I like doing a lot of stitching at one time. But I think that it's just a little bit more, like, easier to follow along and easier to do it all. And I think even though you don't have to, like, keep up with it. This is really not tight right there. I can see it but as I'm pulling it through. Even though I know, like, I don't have to keep up, I think it's easier for people to see what we've done when I keep up as well, you know? And obviously we know that we don't have to. You complete it in your own time and all that. I just think sometimes psychologically you get a little bit like, I'm so behind, I don't want to do it anymore. There's no point, you know? All right, back to blue. I'm bent over in such a weird way right now because I have to hold this. And then obviously you can stop when you want to stop. You don't have to stop on red or blue. Do you know what I mean? It's up to you how full you want to make the pencil. Does that make sense? So there's no, even though we've all traced it the same amount, it depends on how close you put your lines together. If you put them really, really close, they're almost overlapping, then you'll be able to fit more lines of red and blue in than I will, which means that you might have more or less, okay? So please don't be like, oh, we've ended on blue and I've ended on red and I've done it wrong. That's not it at all, all right? You've got to fill in your space and you've got to fill in what you've drawn. So if you've made it a little bit skinnier or a little bit thicker, then you're going to have to do more or less, all right? If you've used less strands or more strands, or if you've used a bigger hoop or a smaller hoop, all of that is gonna matter. So you really have to look at your own hoop and decide, when do you want to stop? I'm probably going to do one more row because I can still see some of the line on this side. And it's just going to make it look a little bit thicker there. So I'm going to do this last line and then I'm going to be done. And that's it for today. How many strands? All 6? Yep, all 6 strands. And there we go. It makes such a nice texture though when you're looking through. Like that. Doesn't it have such a nice texture? I like that. This will be the very last stitch here. Then we'll knot it on the back. So you can see, and then that's it. We're all done. So nice and easy. I love how that feels. It feels so good. If you're just new and you don't know what we're talking about here, this is the Create a Life You Love Stitchalong. The pattern is 10 pounds. It's available in my website, in my shop, on the website. And we're only on video too, so there's still lots of time for you to join. If you don't know what I'm talking about with the WhatsApp group, I do a paid for WhatsApp group. You get a 15% off code for anything off the website, including any new patterns. All the Christmas stuff is going to be available soon, so that will all be there, 15% off, and it's £3 per month. So definitely worth it, even if you just get 1 or 2 patterns, because you'll get that 15% off. 15% off. And we just chat. We get a Zoom call every month. You can have questions anytime you want to. I think it's totally worth it. So, I mean, I really love the group. But that's just me. So enjoy. And I'll see you again tomorrow for the next stitch. All right. Bye.